Hi, William Lambert. I'm back with some more teaching and learning wonderful things. What we're going to talk about today is called mnemonic devices. These are simply learning techniques or learning games. They help you internalize information. Let's say you had to learn a list of things, and a lot of learning can be reduced to a list of things. And let's say that this list of things, it wasn't required that you put them in a specific order. One of these techniques I call make a word. So we're going to rearrange these so that they spell something. The first step is to write down the information and look at it, see if anything jumps out at you. For example, if you had to learn, let's say, the 50 states, the names of the 50 states, and God forbid any teacher would have you learn that, but you would notice that a certain number of states start with the letter nu. That's just one example. The second thing you want to do is, after you write them down and look for an existing relationship, notice which items on the list start with a vowel or consonant, because then you can maybe rearrange it to spell something. And the more vowels you got, the more different words you want to make. For example, if it's a long list, you can have 2 or 3 words. Thirdly, try to make a word that you can relate to, or a word that you can best remember. Now let's take a specific example. Let's say, for example, we wanted to remember the parts of speech, the 8 parts of speech. I know it's more important that you know how to use them rather than to know what they are, but sometimes you have to know what they are. You got to know what they are before you can use them. Okay, if we take the first letter of each of the names of the parts of speech and we rearrange them, you could come up with maybe VIP, NAACP. For some students, that might be very, very easy to remember. Let's rearrange them a different way. You could come up with AV, pen cap. Whatever works for a particular student is what you want to use. You could also rearrange them to say VI, nap cap. Or if you're a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it could be VAP for vampires aren't people, and the word panic. VAP, panic. So whatever works for you. And then the idea is you can make learning fun. Okay? This rearranging things to make a word was also used by the American Cancer Society. They rearranged the wording in their 7 danger signs of cancer to spell the word caution. I think that's so important. Let me just say them for you. The C is for change in bowel or bladder habits. A for a sore that does not heal. U for unusual bleeding or discharge. The T for thickening or lump in the breast or elsewhere. I for indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. O for obvious change in a wart or mole. And the N for nagging, cough, or hoarseness. A memory technique to help you remember what they are. Let's say, for example, next you had to remember the countries that made up what we call the British Isles. If you rearrange them, they spell the word wise, W-I-S-E. The W is for Wales, the I for Ireland, and the S for Scotland, and the E for England. The cool part, the really cool part, is that if you forget one, at least you know what letter it starts with and you can guess. Now, there are millions of these. If you have a list of things and you have a problem doing it because you don't have as much creativity as others, hey, if you want to email and send them in, I'll do it for you. Because learning is great fun, and I particularly love it. Have a great day, and remember, learning is fun!